is that what Mr. Modi speaks of India first, please understand that Article 25 to Article 30 talks about protecting religious and cultural identity of the minorities. When you talk about India first, this is nothing but a majoritarian form of democracy. Our democracy, yes, in practice it might be majoritarian, but our forefathers intended that this democracy, which is parliamentary democracy, which practices first past the post system, must be participative democracy. If India goes towards the path of majoritarian democracy, then the whole ethos of this nation, our nation stands on pluralism and secularism. If majority democracy is practiced, then forever we can forget pluralism and the diversity which we celebrate each and every day.
You know, a party which goes by the name Muslimeen today talks about pluralism. It's quite funny to me, number one. Number two, your statement is, you know, it's quite, I mean, I cannot understand when you say that talking about India is majoritarianism. I mean, we have to rewrite our dictionaries. You have to invent new words to talk about the country. If I talk about India, you say it is majoritarianism. Your argument is quite illogical, and you are motivated by a particular bias. That bias is in your religious bias.
Mr. Ram Madhav, it's not religious bias. It is your mental bias. I am telling you that India is a mosaic which has religions, which have languages.
Then why do you have the name Muslimeen in your party? Why don't you change it to something which is more secular, more pluralist?
Mr. Ram Madhav,
it should be pluralist.
Mr. Ram Madhav.
Only two parties in this country have the name Muslimeen. One is Muslim League, which was responsible for the partition of this country. The other is Majlis-e-Ittehadul Muslimeen.
Okay. If you come and thirdly, Mr. Ram Madhav can respond to it. He can guide us. That I have read an RSS document which says that anyone who's the national of this country, irrespective of Shaiva, Shakta, Vaishnava, Sikh, Jain, Muslim, Christian, by way of his creed or mode of worship is a Hindu, which I don't believe in this. This contradicts what I have just said, the pluralism and ethos of this country.
Number one, the thing that you quoted from our one of our publications, we believe in the fact that irrespective of one's way of worship, mode of worship we call it, one's mode of worship, one is seen as the national of this country by us. We use the word Hindu to denote a cultural entity of that person, not a religious or a political entity. Now, if somebody like you have an objection, we also said, you call yourself a Bharatiya. And Mr. Modi went one step further. He said, you call yourself an Indian, which you brand as a majoritarianism. But he said the same thing. I will remind you of name of one person by name Muhammad Karim Bhai Chagla. He was the education minister of our country when Pandit Nehru was the prime minister. Read his biography, Roses in December, in which he says, I am a Hindu by culture, a Muslim by religion, and a British by an English by education. He had no problem with that proposition. But somebody has a problem with the word Hindu. Use Hindustani. Sare jahan se acha Hindustan hamara was used by Muhammad Iqbal, who went further and said.
You are twisting facts.
No, I am not twisting. I am saying the fact.
I know you're an expert on Iqbal.
No, I am sorry. You are an expert.
I know an expert on Iqbal.
I am sorry. I am answering your question.
Iqbal, when he used Hindu, does not mean the Hindu Hindu Rashtra which you talk about. No,
what
we talk about nation. Please,
no, you don't agree with what we say as Hindus. We say we treat you also as Hindustani.
I will never agree with you. I will never agree with you. I will continue to disagree with you. We will continue to oppose with you till I live.
I know that.
You don't worry about that. We have to oppose you. To save this nation, Mr. Ram Madhav, we have to oppose you.
This nation has to be saved from your politics, which we will do. But don't worry about that.